So, my name is Alessandro Castillo. Here's my website. Um, so I'll just do a few examples. Here's the list. Here's the input for the client and Reams, the submit button, the drag, and the delete buttons. Columbia Paper Infinity right here. So I can enter Devin. It's already in there, so it's already part of the autocomplete. 200 Reams, submit. It adds it. I can delete one through there. I can delete another one like that. Or I can do something that's not a part of the autocomplete, like say Sarah, so it's not there. 300 Reams, like that. And then I can delete Sarah through an X. And then now if I go back in, do Sarah again, it'll autocomplete. Another thing is if the client is filled in but the Reams isn't, it won't work. Or if the client is filled in and the Reams is, but it's something like a non-number like that, Reams must be a number. And so yeah, those are just two error messages. So going into the developer tools, you'll see everything kind of just defined in the body here. So yeah, each thing is it's own div sections. So you have the header, you have the input section with the submit button, you have the sales list with the sale entries, and you have the trash bin. And they all have their own styles and stuff for different things. You can play with that. And then the actual functions are defined in the JS file. So the HTML file just kind of defines the layout of everything, and then you have the CSS file that it pulls from. But yeah, the JS file defines the function for the entries and everything. So you have the sales list right here and different sale entries. They're made draggable. So if it's invalid, it'll just revert. It's moved with the cursor. You can delete it with the delete button, which is this X button right here. And the delete button ID is defined here in the HTML file. So the IDs kind of connect to the name, the class names, the hashtag class names in the JS file. Delete button. Oh, well, I can't find it right now. Okay, anyways, but it's in here and you can see it works. Okay. Where is it? Okay. So, but you'll have things like the sales list right here, the error message, which is a small div. That's because it's only visible when you actually run into an error when you click the submit button. You have things like just the Reams input, the client's input, which are just input boxes. They're defined as inputs. And these are also defined here. So for add sale, the client and the Reams are given just the input of whatever the client and Reams input are, and the error message runs based off these two if statements of whether one of them is empty or whether the Reams is an invalid number. And then this is just for the autocomplete part. So if the client name is not already a part of the client list, then it adds the name to the client list for autocomplete. And then yeah, and then so after you enter something, it basically, so enter a valid one, it basically resets so that now you can just re-enter a new entry. You don't have to reset everything. And then the trash bin is defined here. It's defined as droppable. It accepts sale entries. And this is kind of just the hover class for it. And this kind of defines what happens in a drop, what is the event that happens in a drop. And then it re-renders the sales page, so re-renders the sales list and everything. And then the sales list is also just automatically re-rendered whenever this is all ran and stuff. These are the initial kind of sales list that it started out with, so the sales data. And this is actually what's being updated, taking away, what's being removed, what's being added and stuff as part of the sales list. And yeah, so I think that touched on everything. So yeah, and then the render sales is just the sales data rendered, just as separate divs right here. And Here's what the sales entry is and stuff. Sales list. And then, yeah. And here's the client names list. And then obviously this can be like added to, taken away and stuff. And then the salesperson is just hard coded right now as James D. Halpert. So yeah.